everyone. Welcome back to the Keeping It Positive podcast with your hosts. I'm Cameron.
And I'm Ashley. Happy Valentine's Day!
And on today's episode, we will be discussing a few different topics. One being we'll discuss love languages and what are our love languages. We'll talk about how we show love and how we receive love. And we'll also touch on maybe some boundaries, things, and self-respect and things that deal with Valentine's Day and being around love and surrounded by loving things. So,
before we hop into today's topic, we're going to start with our unpopular opinion of the day. Ooh. And today, Cameron's going to give that to us.
Okay, so this has to do with like Valentine's Day and, love and hearts and all that stuff. So, my unpopular opinion is that I actually kind of like PDA, but just not too much. So, I like to be like shown off in a way or like kind of just... I like to be shown affection all the time. I'm an affectionate person, so I need affection in order to feel loved. We'll get into that later as I talk about, love languages, but I feel like too much PDA is when it's like, it starts getting a little uncomfortable. But I feel like I still will want, like, holding hands or, like, maybe a kiss on the cheek. Like, it doesn't have to be too much.
Just, like, the basic.
Yeah, like the basic.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because when you get into, like, the... Who does too much? I don't even know who does too much.
They start doing too much, and like in high school.
Oh my god, the Kardashians. What's the? Oh my god.
Oh, Travis Barker.
Yeah. That's like the little bit too much, but I love it. It's cute still, but then sometimes it's like
when I see it in real life, I'm like, y'all can't do that at home, but
But I think that's cute. People like to show each other off in public, which is
I like
nice.
A little bit. I like holding hands, a little kiss on the cheek, or a little something, a little hug.
So sometimes it's like, okay, now you might need a room.
Yeah, I don't want to do too much, but too much touching and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't want that. But I think a little PDA is always good for me.
Yeah, you gotta have a dazzle to
you. Yeah. So let's dive into today's topic. So we can start off by just talking about Valentine's Day in general. Valentine's Day is all about love. It's all about feeling loved and showing love. And I love Valentine's Day.
You love love.
Yeah, I love love. I love Valentine's Day. Even though it's like some people say it's overrated, I don't feel like it's overrated because I feel like every day should be a Valentine's Day. Like every day you should be showing love, giving love to people around you, friends, family, significant other, whoever it may be. But I would say, how do you show love to your friends and your family? Like, what is your way that you showed, your love through the actions, the words, specifically what you say?
How I show love. I mean, sometimes I say it, I feel like I love you, but like show specifically, I feel like I do things for people. Mm-hmm. Like if I see something that needs to be done, or if I'm out and about and I see something that somebody might like, I'll be like, oh, let me just, so and so might like this. Let me just get this for them, just because. Like, just by doing random things. Yeah. Just to show that, I love you and I'm thinking about you. Like, just, like, not specifically I love you, but, like, I'm thinking about you, I care about you. Yeah. And then that, in turn, shows that I love you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like love is, like, a whole bunch of small things. Like, the things that you do, like, showing that you care. You might be out, pick something out for them. Like, oh, they thought about me. Like, the thought of, like, you thinking about them when they're not around. You know what I mean? It's like, okay,
that's love.
You care about me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's showing. I would say I do the same thing. I do the exact same thing. I'm like, when I'm out, I'll be like, my friend would like that, or like, my sister would like this. I'm gonna get her this, or I'll be like, I know she's going through a hard time. Let me do something like special for her because I know she's going through a hard time. You know what I mean? I feel like that shows that you love them, and then also like I'm also, like I said earlier, I'm a very affectionate person, so I'm always like. I've always been the sister where, like, my sister, she gets annoyed when I start to hug her too much. Even actually, I'd be like,
I'd be like, okay, not too much now.
I'm like a hugger. I've always been like that. Even to my parents, I'm like that all the time. I always want to give my parents hugs, kisses, like, just love on them as much as possible. And that's just how I am. So I feel like that's how the main way that I show that I love them, but also, like, me doing things with my actions and then saying stuff like that. But yes, I feel like I definitely.
Yeah, Cameron is definitely a big hugger. I'm more of like and I'm not a hugger. I will give you a hug, but it's just not my thing to do. I like just being there, people showing up. Because if you say you need something, I'll be like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, you're very dependable. I got you. Dependable. I feel like that's how you show people love. That's how they know, okay, like if she's doing this for me, like, exactly. So yeah,
Because not everybody's gonna get that same same level of
I know what you mean. You gotta tell me, you know. So like I have people, you have people in the past where you can't give out like the way that you love. If you love a certain way, you love hard, you can't give that specific type of love to everyone because not everybody appreciates it. You know what I mean?
And when they show you that they don't appreciate it, that's when you stop.
Yep.
Like you can love from a distance.
Yeah.
Be
You
like,
still love them. Yeah, you still love them like the base level of like love and care that you have for like humans in general.
Exactly, because I feel like you're supposed to love everybody. Like God says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So I love everybody. Period. I love everybody, but not everybody gets the same level of like me showing them that I love them. Me showing up for like I would try to show up for you, but if once you show me that I can't, then it's like I'm gonna take a step back, but I'm still gonna love you from a distance and still be like, oh my God, I'm still rooting for you because there's no ill will, there's no ugliness in my heart. Like you never want to wish on anybody's downfall. Ever.
Some people like I feel like I never really have ever hated anyone. Like it's never nothing that's like, oh, I hate you. Like even if I don't like, necessarily like talk to you or like am I friends with you or friends with you or cool with you, that doesn't mean that I wish ill will on you, that you don't do well in life, or like, you know what I mean? Like
it takes so much to hate somebody. Like it takes so much energy out of you to think about that person and think, oh my God, I just hate them so much for what they did. No, just forget. Forgive and forget. That's all you can do.
Yeah. And let it be what it may, because at the end of the day, their life is going to pan out how it's supposed to pan out. You know what I mean? But yes, I like that.
So what are your love? I guess we kind of answered that already. But what are your love languages specifically? There's a test. What is it called?
The little test thing. Yeah, I did that. When did we do that?
I forget when we did that, but we did that a while ago. Y'all should all take it. I don't know what it's called, but
you just look up love languages test on
That's true.
And you take it, and it'll tell you like what's your main or like main 2 love languages. But I remember when I took it, I think my top one was acts of service and physical touch. It's definitely, that makes sense for me because I definitely, like, as I said, I'm very much a touch person. Even with my friends, I'm very like, I want to care about you when you're feeling sad. I want to give you a hug, that type of thing. And then acts of service, I feel like when I was younger, I got a lot of love through acts of service, especially from my parents. Like they told me, like my parents always told me that they loved me, but I feel like they showed it through their actions way more and like doing things where I didn't have to tell them to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like my dad would he would bring me lunch in the middle of the day. And, like, for no reason, like, bring me Domino's. Now I got Domino's to eat at lunch, and I'm sitting at the, you know what I mean? Like, just the little smallest things that made me feel like he really thought about me. He really cared about me. Or, sometimes you'll say, like, oh, you tell your dad, I don't need nothing.
Oh, yeah, you like, always, they go to the store, and they're like, yeah, you want anything? Nah, I'm good.
I'll just give me some fruit. He'll come back with, like, ice cream. Like, dang.
Or you go to Chick-fil-A. My dad, infamous. He go to Chick-fil-A, he'll ask you want something. I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I could come back with the whole meal, and I still eat it.
That's how you know. Dads be knowing, y'all. Dads be knowing. They know. They're really intuitive when it comes to that. But I really feel like that shows the level of thought and like care that they have for you and looking out for you, like, and your well-being and all that stuff. So I feel like that really shows a lot.
I feel like mine is acts of service. My second one probably words of affirmation. I can't remember what my second one was, but I think
it might be quality. Yours is quality.
No, it was quality time. It was quality.
Yeah, yours is quality time.
You can get our remembering, right?
It was definitely quality time.
Yeah, it was acts of service and quality time.
That makes sense.
And that just describes me.
Yep.
Period. Point blank. Like I can't say more to that.
Yeah, that's very true. That's like you in a nutshell. People. I feel like in order for you to feel loved, people have to show up for you, and they have to actually be there.
You can say words. Words is words.
A lot of people talk. Like, you know what I mean? People be talking a lot. Talk that talk. But is he gonna walk the walk?
Ooh, that was good.
He's gonna walk the walk. Even like people that try to like talk to us romantically, like. You have to come when you come towards like any woman you want to, further your romantic relationship with, or talk to or get to know. You should come correct. You should come or don't come at all. You need to
at all.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you should already know off rip like most like 90. I think I'm not sure the stats on this, but I think like mostly.
So don't quote her.
Yeah, don't quote me. Don't quote me on this, but I think definitely more than 50% of women like have quality time as their like one of their top love languages, And that's like that makes a lot of sense, because like if you're not here to show me physically I feel like the most thing that people value is time. And if you spend your time with me, I know that, you know, whatever you trying to do, you know, you're trying to get to know me on a real level, like not just like, oh, I'm gonna tell you all this, I'm gonna text you lovely words.
That's because time is the most precious thing that we have.
But if I'm sitting here with you for hours, and I can sit here and have a long conversation with you, that's showing me, okay, you value your time, and you're deciding to spend that time with me. So, you know, I feel valued because of that.
That's real.
So why do you think your like love languages are important, like for as they show up in like your friendships, your relationships, your family? Like why do you think those are important to you?
Honestly, it's just because they're just engraved in me. Like, I don't know. I've always been around them. I've always been around people doing acts of service, quality time. Like, my family, they love spending time together. They love just doing random things for each other. Like, I don't know. It's just who I am, what I grew up around. So it's what I'm used to. They say you're a product of your environment. So that was my environment. So it's just.
But some people say, like, your love languages are either what you got the most as a kid or what you never got as a kid. So, like, you know, well, I feel like for both of us, it's like what we got the most. So, like, what we got the most, I definitely got a lot of like physical touch. Like, my neighbor used to tickle me and, like, you know, throw me up in the air and stuff. Like, I definitely got a lot of that, and I got a lot of like a lot of words of affirmation too, and I got a lot of definitely a lot of access. I think acts of service is top tier, because if you do something for me without me having to say it, I'm like, oh, you really love me, because I didn't even have to tell you I needed help. I didn't even have to tell you that I needed this thing to do this. You know what I mean? Like, you just went out and did it, or bought it, or got it done. So I'm saying, like, y'all. Yeah. But yeah. Okay, we can talk a little bit about romantic relationships and platonic relationships. Like, Valentine's Day puts like so much emphasis on romantic relationships, but not enough on like platonic relationships or like familial relationships or familial love. And that takes a little bit of focus off of the main thing of just having a spouse, having a
people
other.
Like people make it a point to have a man or a woman before Valentine's Day, or them or a person before Valentine's Day, just so they can have a Valentine's. And it's like, no, like, be your own Valentine's, or, you know, your friends can be your Valentine's, or, you know, it's not all about having a person per se.
Yeah, I think it's just like the commercialization of it. It's like, you know, get your significant other this candy or these flowers, and like, that's great if you do have that, but I feel like that makes people who don't have that feel maybe less than, or or they're not, you know, in that same situation or can relate to that, so they don't relate to Valentine's Day. They think that, okay, you know, Valentine's
just buying people stuff. And that's a very interesting thing about like some holidays, is that it gets so commercialized, and companies want to make so much of a profit off of it. It's like people forget like the real meaning, like, you know, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, or any other holiday. It's just so commercialized that people just want to buy people stuff. But it's like, no, think about like the real reason for whatever holiday it is. Like, Valentine's Day is about love. So like, just show some love through like actions or words, or however you show love to other people just randomly. Like, you know, buy somebody in line in front of you or behind you their food for the day, or just do something for somebody else. Don't think about it just as oh my God, I need to get my significant other something, or I have to have a Valentine's, because it's okay to have one. It's okay not to have one. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, I would say like even like go as far as to like show random acts of kindness to people you don't know, because everybody needs. I think that we as people, we don't have to push this idea of we have to have a significant other when there's so many ways for you to show love and kindness to people on a day-to-day basis. It's so many ways, you know what I mean? Even a simple thing, like as giving someone a compliment, like during the day, can like make someone's day.
And that takes no energy out of your day, like out of your time. It takes no energy.
You know, or helping somebody if you see somebody struggling with something, you know what I mean? It's very, very simple things, but things that can make a difference in, you know, the way people view you and view people in general. So, you know, don't forget about that.
Impact somebody. Like your little thing that you did out of the kindness of your heart that you thought was so small could just make a whole whirlwind of impact on somebody's life.
I also want to touch on self-love, because, you know, we just kind of came off our self-love series and our Love Me series. You know, appreciating yourself. But appreciating yourself and making sure that you are taking care of you, because you can't take care of anybody else unless you take care of you.
And that's a period.
You know? So, yeah. So, I wanted to touch on that. Some people may think that self-love, you can love yourself into not having to love anyone else. And I feel like that is the biggest misconception of our generation. People, it's fine to push self-love, and I think it's great that you should, push self-love and self-respect and self-admiration, but don't push it so far to the point where you overlook or, you don't appreciate loving other people. You know what I mean? I think that it's okay it's fine to thrive in both. And one does not, the essence of one does not deplete the essence of the other ones. You know what I mean? So
if you don't have enough self-love, if you don't take care of yourself enough, how are you supposed to help other people?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to share your love to others if you can't even fully be with it yourself, or your cup's not full?
Yeah. And also the act of self-love, you're always going to be that's a process. That's something that happens overnight. It's a process of you appreciating and self-acceptance and learning yourself and, evaluating yourself, having self-awareness. All that goes into self-love and appreciating yourself for who you are.
And it's never going to stop.
It's never going to stop.
Never, ever.
Yes. Yeah. And don't, you can love yourself, but don't forget to still, give out the love. Give out love too, because the world needs what you have and the love that you give. And, you're special. So never forget that. Because at the end of the day, even though we have self-love, that still doesn't mean that I don't want to experience romantic love. This still doesn't mean I don't want to experience love for my friend. This doesn't mean I don't want to experience love for my family. You know what I mean? That does not deplete my need for that. So I still need that. I still want that, and I still desire that, and that's okay. So never forget that, y'all.
Never.
It's hard though. We all want to be loved. Don't rush it though, because it's all gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, and when it's meant to happen. Don't settle for someone who isn't giving you what you need, or what you need in order to feel loved, in order to feel safe. If this is not the time right now, just trust that all things are working for your good, and all things are working, for you, not against you. So when you kind of shift your mindset into that type of shift, then you start to think that, appreciate the way that things are, and you appreciate how the pace that they're going at, whether that's career, whatever it is that you're working towards, you start to appreciate where you're at now, and just be grateful for where you're at now, so that you can get to that point. You know what I mean? Because it's all about the journey. It's never about the destination. It's all about the journey. So don't try to rush finding someone just to find someone, y'all, because you're gonna end up not being happy where you are.
And they're not going to be the one for you if you try to rush the process.
Yeah, don't rush the process.
It's going to happen in time at the end. It's going to happen in time.
Yep, in time. It will happen.
You're in the place that you are right now for a reason. And I feel like that's important for, if you're in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship. Because, I feel like we as humans, we want something that others always have. So, me, we're single. Of course we want a relationship. But it's no, don't rush it. People who are in a relationship, they might want to be single. You know what I mean? So, you have to look at it from a whole bunch of different lenses. You're where you are right now because that's where you need to be. So, therefore, just don't rush it. Because when we get in the next steps, then it's going to be you're going to be looking back looking oh wow, I really appreciate those steps more. Exactly, to get to this amazing.
You always want what you don't have. You know what I mean? You always want what you don't have. So if I'm,
you need to start being more in the moment.
But I feel like that also society always pushes you should be in a relationship. You should have a significant other.
And
I see all these cute TikToks of couples, and I'm like,
it's giving or people are bro, when I tell y'all, I tell people all the time, I'm not in a relationship. They're how old are you? I'm 23. I'm I've been single my whole life. And they're and I'm and what about it? There's nothing wrong with that. It is okay. It is okay.
Some people look at that as a bad thing.
Yes, I know. Because people have told me that. They're oh my God, you just don't want to, just randomly just hook up. No, I don't. I'm sorry. What's the problem with me being okay with where I'm at right now? It is okay to be okay.
Yeah. I also feel me and you specifically, we we're not. It's fine. Like, I could be in a relationship if I wanted to. Like you.
Yeah, don't get it wrong.
Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
If I wanted to be something, like I could be something. You know what I mean? I could have been in something. Multiple things, but I didn't. I chose not to because I'm not going to settle for less than I know I'm worth. You know, if you're worth a Lamborghini, you think you're going somebody with $10 in their pocket gonna come and try to no, we're not doing that. We're not letting you test drive. This is a Lamborghini. You know what I mean? So know your worth and set your price and don't lower it for nobody, because if you know you're worth certain things, you're that caliber of a person. Don't let nobody shortchange you for what you are. Mm-hmm. Like, let them rise to the standard, or they fall, and you move up to the next, and somebody will meet that standard.
It's somebody eventually. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow.
Yeah,
but it's gonna happen eventually.
Eventually, it will. So, yeah, always keep that in your mind. Don't try to rush anything. Just keep your head held strong and know that you are in your moment. Like, enjoy your moment of singleness, or enjoy that if you're in a relationship. Enjoy being in a relationship and following that and staying true to whatever you're doing. And, yeah. So our last little thing that we wanted to do is give you guys a few suggestions on how to spend this Valentine's Day.
Even though it's Friday today, and Valentine's Day was on Wednesday. It was on Wednesday, but this weekend is still Valentine's weekend. You could have your little girls' night in just to yourself.
Valentine's.
What else could you do if you're single? A brunch. Or, you could do nothing. Yeah. Even if you're in a relationship, you can do nothing.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can go out to eat with your significant other. Mm-hmm. Spend time with your family. Go volunteer.
Yep. Or you can just do things for yourself. I know me, I'm probably going to go see a movie that I want to see because I want to go see it and nobody else does, so I'm going to go see it by myself. But yeah, spend time with yourself. Maybe get a little massage. Spend time with friends if you want to go, have a Valentines, go to brunch, go out to eat with your friends, go out for lunch, whatever the case may be. Or spend time with your family, Go out with your siblings, have a sibling date.
Mm-hmm. And remember, it's just another day. At the end of the day, it's just another day.
Yeah, and just show people, have a good time. Because at the end of the day, like, every day you should be showing love. So this is not something that just willy-nilly out the blue. Everybody we just showing love today. No, this should be something that you should always do. And always try to give love to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to strangers, to everyone around you. Because that is what makes the world better. And that makes the world go
round and round.
Yes.
All right, so now it's time for our quote of the day. And I'm going to have the quote of the day. And it's a short one today. It is by Oprah Winfrey. And it reads, "If you don't fill your own cup, other people will drain you dry." And I feel like I picked this quote just because it's important to remember, as we stated earlier, to make sure your cup is full. To make sure that you are good. And you being good, anything that overflows from your cup is helping all those around you. Mm-hmm. You cannot help those around you when your cup has this much in it, because then you're going to end up giving everything that you have to everyone around you. Mm-hmm. And that is not beneficial to you, and that's not beneficial to those around you, because once you run out, then everybody's just looking around like, wow.
I've had a hard time with that over the years, like always kind of giving people all I could give, and not like giving myself time to replenish my own energy, replenish my own, respect, whatever I have to do. So that's really
exactly
very,
because
very
if you're not at your top, you cannot help others be at their top either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and once you do help yourself, you can give out, the love that you need to give back, but also like, being careful how much you give, because you can't keep pouring from an empty cup. You gotta fill yourself back up and love yourself and all that type of stuff. So
love yours.
Thank you for listening. We hope this podcast has inspired you to
keep it positive.